Hello everybody and welcome back to another Sicky Doss MMA video. Today we'll be breaking down the unbelievable main event in Jon Jones taking on Ciryl Gane at UFC 285. One of the most anticipated matchups in the 5 or 6 year period I've been watching MMA. I cannot wait for this matchup. An absolute banger. The GOAT taking on one of the most technical heavyweights of all time. I cannot fucking wait. Let's get right into it. Okay, I'm a bit of a homer for Jon Jones. I can't lie. I really am a massive fan of Jon Jones. He got me into MMA. That DC head kick in the second fight, that ever since I've seen that, I've been just in deep in this just minefield of MMA. I love this sport so much because of Jon Jones. He got me into it. So I may be a bit biased at certain points in this video, but try and just stay with me. I'm not going to be extremely biased. I'm going to be breaking this matchup down for Jon, how Jones can win, and how Ciryl Gane can win. So just stay with me. But yeah, let's get into how Jon Jones can win this matchup. I feel like Jon Jones has to implement his wrestling. You know, we know this. This is the big story about this whole matchup. Jon Jones implementing his wrestling. I'm saying, like, oh, does Jon Jones still have the wrestling like he used to? It is debatable. Like, against Anthony Smith, he wasn't very successful. I mean, he kind of, like, he took him down quite easily, but that's Anthony Smith, and then didn't really shoot for any takedowns on Thiago Santos, which was weird because I feel like if he shot for any takedowns on Thiago Santos, who was on, I mean, 0 legs at that point, he would have probably got him down pretty easily. And Dominic Reyes, he went for like 2 for 7 or 2 for 11 or 3 for 11, something like that, against Dominic Reyes. So there's many question marks about how, like, is his wrestling gonna be there? And I really do feel like it will be, man. I really do. Like, he's gonna be training takedowns like he's never trained takedowns in his whole entire career. He said himself his takedowns are more explosive than ever, and I do believe that. I really do. He's moving up a weight class. You know, he'll be 250. I'm hearing rumors 250. He said himself he'll be around 250. So I'm expecting a very explosive, athletic heavyweight, and Jon Jones getting to those legs and even in the clinch tripping Gane down. And I think that's a massive path to victory for Jon Jones in this matchup. It's a must you know, game plan. Like, he really has to, maybe in the first round he'll feel it out, you know, find his range, you know, like he always does, like, kind of like a Peter Yana, if that makes sense. Like, download the memory, download the patterns of Ciryl Gane and his lateral movement that he loves. But yeah, I think the second, third, fourth, fifth round, if it gets there to that championship round, so I don't think he's ever lost a championship round, which is crazy. But yeah, he has to implement those takedowns, man, because when he implements those takedowns in, Ciryl Gane's going to be tired, he's going to be gassed, and he'll not be the same fighter if he survives on the ground with Jon Jones. And if Ciryl Gane's on bottom of a heavyweight, this isn't light heavyweight Jon Jones, even then, it's a tough ask to be the same fighter when you're under Jon Jones's ground and pound. But you know what I mean? This is going to be a heavy Jon Jones on top of you, hitting you with bombs, elbows, just top pressure, BJJ. And if Ciryl Gane's on the bottom of that, he's going to be struggling. I'm seeing guys like, just guys on Twitter, I guess, you know, the kind of casuals on Twitter that don't really understand the sport, say, oh yeah, and Gane was like 280 in the cage. Yes, that is true, but if you think Gane has the same jiu-jitsu on the ground, the same top pressure, the same control, like, these kind of add up to the weight, if that makes sense. Obviously it doesn't, but you know what I mean? Like, with all of these attributes combined, it like adds up. You know, like Khabib, for example, like, he was like, you know, it's kind of the same weight as Dustin Poirier, but he, like, Dustin Poirier said he felt like so big on top of him, and I just feel like it's going to be something like that, if that makes sense. Like, the positional control of Jon Jones on top is going to be too much for Ciryl Gane if he gets it there, and in my opinion, he has to get it here in this fight, because going tit for tat with Ciryl Gane, a guy that's beat one of the best kickboxers in the world at a heavyweight before even getting into like MMA and in the UFC. Like, it's gonna be a tough ask. I feel like Jon Jones could do that, and let's get into that part of the breakdown of Jon Jones. You know, I feel like Jon Jones could go tit for tat with Ciryl Gane on the feet. I feel like he has the skills, he has the striking variety, and there's a massive weakness that I've witnessed or that I've seen that not really many people are talking about, and that's the leg kicks, dude. That's the leg kicks that are going to attack Ciryl Gane. Alexander Volkov landed 56 leg kicks on Ciryl Gane, and dude, if Jon Jones lands 10 leg kicks, 10, I'm giving you 10 leg kicks, this fight's going to change. This fight is going to change. But yeah, if Jon Jones lands any of those leg kicks, like let's say 10 leg kicks on the calf of Ciryl Gane, he will be switching stances like crazy. He'll not have that same in and out movement, that lateral movement that he likes. And I think that's a key path to victory for Jon Jones. If you know you can get Ciryl Gane switching stances early with your leg kicks, attacking those legs, you know, Ciryl Gane's not going to be the same fighter, and he will be easier to take down from that. I also feel like Jon Jones attacking those legs could open up strikes up top. You know, he's got amazing head kicks, amazing spinning back kicks, and even getting it to the cage once, you know, Ciryl Gane's legs exposed. You know, get it to the cage, land some elbows, get in the clinch, and, you know, foot sweep him like we've seen many occasions against like guys like DC and, you know, many other guys that have foot swept. His trips in the clinch are fucking unbelievable. Like one of the best in MMA. Him and Peter Yan are just crazy at you know, trips and foot sweeps in the clinch. So yeah, I think that's a very key path to victory for Jon Jones in this matchup. I also feel like if it gets to championship rounds, there's a big question mark about Jon Jones's cardio at heavyweight. I get it, but I feel like if it gets to the championship rounds, we know that Jon Jones, I don't think he's ever lost a championship round in his whole career, and if it gets to the championship rounds, man, I feel like Ciryl Gane's going to be in massive trouble if it gets to the championship rounds, because I feel like Jon Jones can win one out of the first 3 rounds, and you know, if you're going to the championship rounds 4 and 5 against Jon Jones, you've never ever lost. Well, maybe he's lost 1 or 2, but I can't really remember a fight or a scorecard that he's lost a championship round in. But yeah, but even when he had to dig deep against like Gustafsson, for example, he won both of those 4th and 5th rounds. DC, it was quite close until the 4th and 5th round came, and he kind of just dominated DC, had his best rounds in the 4th and 5th round against a cardio machine like DC. And you know, if it gets his 4th and 5th rounds, yes, the cardio may be different at heavyweight, but dude, it's gonna be dicey for Ciryl Gane. It's gonna be very dicey. And yeah, like the grind and pound of Jon Jones, like the striking variety of Jon Jones is going to cause problems on the feet for Ciryl Gane also. Like, I'm hearing people just really kind of talk about the striking variety of Ciryl Gane, but if you go and look at the striking variety of Jon Jones, like, Jon Jones may have more striking variety, maybe not in his last, 1 or 2 fights, but if you go and watch the Dominic Reyes fight, that was a completely different Jon Jones, I'll be honest. Like, he could be washed coming into this matchup, dude. He really could be. The Thiago Santos wasn't a good look. He wasn't using any feints. He wasn't changing angles like he does with a spinning back kick at the end of it, changing an angle. No real elbows in the clinch. He landed a really nice elbow in Thiago Santos coming in, but apart from that, like, I wasn't seeing the same Jon Jones that was creating these angles, these moments of just brilliance, and I'm worried that could be. Put it this way, I'm very, very worried that we could see a Jon Jones like just comes back and looks like a boxer, if that makes sense. Like, he'll just come back and just be a legit, like, just have kicks and punches. I don't feel like if he doesn't have any of those creative spinning back kicks, those elbows, up elbows, spinning elbows like we've seen in the past, he could really, really struggle, man, because I feel like a striking variety is going to cause problems, and if he doesn't implement it into his into this fight, it's going to be big problems. But yeah, Jon Jones, those are his paths to victory in my opinion. Maybe I've left out a few, but You know, those are his main ones, if that makes sense. And let's get on to Ciryl Gane's. So Ciryl Gane's path to victory is pretty simple to break down, but there are things that, you know, he could implement into this fight, such as kicking the legs out of Jon Jones. Like, if he gets those leg kicks off early in the first and second round and kind of takes the mobility of Jon Jones away early, you know, Jon Jones shooting on his takedowns won't be as explosive off that leg. Obviously, Jon Jones likes to switch stances. And so does Ciryl Gane. So if Ciryl Gane switches stances with Jon Jones, that's not a bad game plan whatsoever, and kind of attack those legs early so those takedowns are less and less explosive. His lateral movement, I just like swallowed a fluff or something, that was weird. His lateral movement also in this matchup is going to be key. I think that the movement of Ciryl Gane is going to cause problems against a guy that hasn't fought in 3 years. You know, Jon Jones is a guy that, he has had his best performances of long layoffs, if you go and look at it, like Jones versus DC the second time, Gustafsson versus Gustafsson versus Jon Jones the second time. Like, those two of those are probably top 3 performances of his whole career, top 5 anyway. You just picked Gustafsson apart in the second fight. I mean, maybe that wasn't the Gustafsson we knew at the time, but it was still impressive. I don't think many guys would have beaten him that night. I really don't think anyone in the world was going to beat Jon Jones that night, because he looked unbelievable. But yeah, that's completely irrelevant. But you know what I mean? Like, he's had his best performances off a year, 2 year layoffs, like. And this is 3 year. Like, what's going to be the difference between a year and a half and 3 years? I don't really know. I'm not a fighter myself, so clearly you can see that. But unless I'm tied to Uvasa, which I'm not, you know what I mean. Excuse me, Jesus man, that fluff I just swallowed just getting at me. But like the lateral movement, like I was going on about, like, just use that lateral movement, make Jon Jones work in, and just hit him with counters as he comes in, or hit him with straight shots when he gets frustrated, when he's trying to pressure you against the cage. I feel like that's a massive path to victory for Ciryl Gane, and he has to keep this on the feet. But I'm just gonna be honest, man. I'm worried for Ciryl Gane. I'm very, very worried for Ciryl Gane. You know, he was going for Kimuras when Francis Ngannou was in on the legs. It's like, what are you doing? Like, that IQ right there, it's just not there. In the grappling sequences, we saw that in the there was 3 minutes left, or 2.5 minutes left. He went for a leg lock, and that lost him the fight, even though I thought he actually still won the round, because Ngannou just got on top and did nothing for 2 minutes and literally didn't land one punch, and he got schooled on the feet the first part of the round. Got taken down, controlled, and Ciryl Gane actually went for a submission attempt. So, you know, he should have won that fight anyway, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm seeing those kind of IQ moments, and if you're going to be doing those type of things against Jon Jones, one of the most brutal guys on the ground we've ever seen, him and Khabib, I'd probably say Jon Jones' ground and pound is more lethal in that sense. Like, Khabib's more relentless, he just keeps on going, but like Jon Jones, like, he's going to smash you with elbows almost immediately when you're down there, knee you to the body, while you're against the fence. Like, he'll just go after you on the ground, and I feel like Ciryl Gane's going to end up there. I really do feel like Ciryl Gane will end up there. I just don't know. I really don't. Unless somehow Ciryl Gane has gotten such better takedown defenses in almost a year and a half, and he said he didn't train until the Tai Tuivasa fight, like, properly. I don't know, man. I'm just not confident in that whatsoever. You know, it's not like Jon Jones only has a single leg or a double leg. You know, he has trips in the clinch. If a single leg doesn't work, He'll go to, if a double leg doesn't work, he'll go to the single leg, and then if that doesn't work, he'll go up into the clinch and use his trips from there. So I don't think Ciryl Gane will be able to defend all of those in like one kind of sequence, which Jon Jones will attack. He'll attack the double leg, he'll attack the single leg, and then if they don't work, he'll attack the trips within the clinch. And I just don't feel like Ciryl Gane has the takedown defense to stop all of those attacks in the matter of seconds. I'll be honest, the grappling IQ isn't there, but last path to victory for Ciryl Gane, in my opinion, well, there's probably more, but you know what I mean, is put a pace on Jon Jones. Get Jon Jones backing up early. We saw that in the Dominic Reyes fight. Dominic Reyes came out there with such nervous energy, was throwing wild shots, and it was working. Like, if you go on at the Gustafsson fight as well, Gustafsson was putting on a pace that Jon Jones wasn't comfortable with. We know Jon Jones has to control the pace. Like, Jon Jones is a very active striker. If you go and watch his fights against like DC, it was a kick, leg kick, deep kick to the body. He's very active with kicks, but if you let Jon Jones control his pace, control the pace, like, I feel like that's gonna be a nightmare for Ciryl Gane. So, you know, most of the guy's success that people have had on Jon Jones is putting Jon Jones on the back foot, going after him in those early rounds, really put on a pace. Like I said, Gustafsson, Dominic Reyes, even DC in that second round, he was just pressuring Jon Jones like crazy, throwing shots with his boxing. And I feel like if you can do that, just kind of be active in the first couple rounds, you'll have a massive chance of winning this fight and put some damage on Jon Jones. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Those was my path to victories. Path to victories for both guys, Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. I hope I wasn't too biased, but yeah, my final prediction for this is going to be Jon Jones via third round TKO. Ground and pound, he gets the back mount and starts to land massive shots like he did on Gustafsson in the second fight. I feel like that's going to be a similar finish to how he gets it done. Like I said, I just don't like the fight IQ or the grappling IQ of Ciryl Gane whatsoever. I just don't like it, and I'm going to have to go with Jon Jones to kind of get the takedowns in the end of the second round, have a really close first round, kind of like a swing round. Maybe Ciryl Gane wins it, but second round comes along, Jon Jones starts to pick up the pace, lands some good shots, gets a takedown towards the end of the round. In the third round, he gets a takedown early, makes his way over, passes the guard off Ciryl Gane, goes in the mount. Gane has to roll over to his belly, and Jon Jones lands massive shots from there and finds the finish. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys for my best bets video on Friday. Be sure to check that out. I will see you guys there. Won 7 units last weekend, so hopefully we can keep that going. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.